And we're live. Good evening and welcome to episode 22 of the Vegan Hour with international speaker James Aspey.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming along again, James. It's
my
great to see
pleasure,
you.
bro. Always a good time.
Always a good time, yep. Now we're going to let some people come on. We're going to watch the numbers start to, we see the names come up and the numbers come up at the top there and see all the little lights coming up. Now,
what about down
yes,
there?
yeah, we'll just get this happening. And as you guys are coming online, okay, we can see it happening.
Hello.
We can see it.
What's up?
Already getting the comments. Okay, let's put the comments up on the down here. Here we go.
Oh, that's
hey, darlings. Hey, Haley, and hello from Rochelle. I think we're just going to be getting hellos the whole time or something. Anyway, thank you for joining us for episode 22. I'm really excited to have James back on the show.
Man.
Super excited, doesn't it seem like it?
Yeah, he's super
I think
excited.
the last time we chatted was late last year. I think it was September or something last year. Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh,
it's been a while.
It goes quick, man.
So what I want to do while you guys are coming online, and you can just respond to the comments, and there's hello Harry and James, there's hi, there's
Best
nice to be back.
Where you been, mate?
Yeah, where you been, Dale? Oh yeah, she's got data again, she can watch.
Oh.
I just want to mention straight off the bat, thank you to my sponsors, Vegan Frothers in the
They're the best.
They are the best. They're fully frothy.
They're totally
There were
frothy.
so many people wearing the Vegan Frothers shirts at the markets on Sunday.
Yeah,
Everyone was
yeah.
wearing it. It was really, really cool.
Everyone's frothing.
Everyone was fully frothing. And Burleytown Stories as well. They're my sponsors.
Oh, thanks, Serena. Yeah, I enjoyed that speech. I felt like that was a really good one. Thanks a lot.
It was.
How's a cool festival?
Did
No,
you
no,
go-
not this one. It was another one.
Oh,
As
okay.
in Tasmania.
Tasmania. The New Kind Festival in Tasmania. I should read the comments, shouldn't I? Let me just get some two events quick out of the road, and then we can
Kayla.
start talking to James. This Saturday, Sea Shepherd cleanup at Surfers Paradise from 9 a.m. Be there to help clean up.
Where?
Right on the Surfers beachfront, front of Cavill Avenue, 9 a.m. Yeah. So, and Sunday, the Farm Animal Rescue Open Day from 10 a.m. at Dayborough. So that's this Sunday. So that's easy. That's all I wanted to get out of the road. All right. So since the last time I spoke to this gentleman here, who is now an international speaker, you have been traveling a lot. You've done your actually, I'll tell you the last time we spoke, it was a week before you did your tattoo.
Oh.
Your 25-hour. Yeah. When was that? Was that September? Do you remember when that was?
I think it was late October.
Late October, okay. It's all a bit of a blur, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, since then, you've been pretty busy, haven't you?
I've been flat out.
You've been flat
I
out.
haven't had a minute.
Tell us, as we're reading your comments and that coming up, guys, loving the headband. Yeah, I love the I was given this on Sunday, and I think I'll wear it all the time now. I think it's awesome. Sexy vegan, nice. Superhero. Remember your sponsor, Eva. I can't. Is it Eva hair?
Evo.
100% palm. Yeah, Evo. Yeah, 100% palm oil free. Currently doing 15% off. Well, there you go. There was a plug. There's a good on you. Okay. So, what have you been up to? Where will we start?
Well, we'll start last time we saw each other.
Okay. Cool. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man. All right. So, well, that was like just before the tattoo challenge. So, for those who missed it, I got tattooed as well as two other people. All right, so we had 3 tattoos, 3 people getting tattooed, all vegans. We all went for 24 hours straight and live streamed the whole thing. There's a video on my YouTube.
I'm in awe of the technology that they live streamed the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, and we raised like $20,000.
Wow.
That
much?
Yeah, in one day, man. One day, $20,000.
I didn't realise, because I never did hear the figure, but that is fantastic.
Yeah.
What were the charities? I know there was an animal...
A Well-Fed World, Greener Pastures Animal Sanctuary, and Lifeline.
And Lifeline. That is fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so hard, man.
That was my nenext question. I mean, were you really pushing to get...
I was in so much pain.
Were you?
Yeah, I suffered more than anybody, I reckon. Because the other 2 were women, and they went so hard where I was like, I was suffering. I'm like, why are you fine? I'm dying over here. I was hurting, man.
Well, it's a little known fact that women can handle pain better than men.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
That's actually true. I'm not making that up. It's actually a well-known fact.
That's what the tattooist said.
Did they say that? Yeah, that women can handle.
Oh, I miss you too, mate.
And there's
yeah. So we got tattooed for 24 hours. We raised $20,000. I got some sick tattoos out of it, which I'm loving. My tattooist went super hard. Nick from Tattoos R Us in Melbourne. And what else, man? All right, so that was then.
That was then. We got some comments here. Saskia, I have trouble pronouncing your name. She said, got to watch your talk on the weekend. So inspiring. You helped me become vegan. Hang on,
Did I?
Hang on, I'll help you with that.
Okay,
I'll help you with that.
There you go.
There we go. We've got the AV team in Launceston. Just made the 100 serious conversations mark with our outreach in Launceston. Respect, guys. That is fantastic.
Hey, Saskia, that's awesome. I'm stoked. So stoked.
Been vegan for 6 months
now.
That
you got some inspo from my stuff, man. That's the best.
Now, okay,
let's more of them.
Yeah, more of them. So let's lead on from that. You must get. Hello, Gene. You must get.
The passing was amazing. I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, so you must get a lot of feedback from people saying, "Hey, we heard your speech, the best speech ever, or whatever, however it's billed."
That's Jurovsky, man. I got this speech.
No, I know. It's your wake up call. No, I know. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we better make sure we got that clear. But you must get a lot of feedback from people saying we've watched that
every day.
Every day.
Because that video now, my speech has over 11 million views in the last 6 months.
In 6 months?
Yeah, so like, wow, man, every day.
That is.
I don't know how many. It can range between people telling me they've gone vegan in a day. It usually ranges between about 10, 15 minimum, and sometimes like 100, man.
In a day?
It can be.
In a day?
Yeah, it depends what's happening.
Wow, that is
crazy.
Amazing. The effect that you are having is just incredible. There's a really good comment here from Natasha saying, I wish there were more talks in Asia about veganism.
Yeah.
Now you've been there.
Well, I'm going to Bali again.
Are you going to Bali again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to decline a talk in Manila last night. Like they asked me last night because I'm booked out this whole year. But maybe next year, if you can organise a talk, I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Natasha, I don't know if you've got any contacts over there, but you're taking bookings for next year now.
Oh, it's already. You better get it quick, man.
That's wicked.
It's looking out, man. You're going to have to look in 2019.
Okay, so guys, you have a very rare opportunity to ask James your questions live because this is not something that you do.
I never do live stream. Only with you, man.
You've only done this is the third time you've done it with me, which I just feel so blessed that you've done that. And this is the first time you've done it with the new setup with the widescreen. And that, which we're loving.
It's good.
So guys, wherever you are around the world, take the opportunity to ask your questions to James and his journey.
I'm going to do more live stream, man. I might do one soon, like in a day or two or something.
It's just the way to connect. It's the way to connect with
people. So much better.
It's so much better.
I don't know what I'm dragging the chain down. I need to do it.
You're dragging the chain. You can do. Okay, so Scott, who was there on Sunday?
Oh, Scott. Oh, bro, I meant to write back to you. That's on my list.
Just got off the phone with my best friend who has made the connection after your speech at the EcoFest, plus my years of talking to him. Oh, yes, that's another one. Another one. That is Claire. Hello from the UK.
That's sick. I'm stoked. That is super stoked. Tell your friend I said respect and thanks for making the change.
That is awesome. Now, Courtney asks, do you only eat whole foods or treat yourself to some packaged accidentally vegan junk food? Geez, we were. By the way, this is not, James does not eat this.
I don't eat that.
If this somehow fell onto my lap.
Fell into your shopping basket.
That's right. Oh, I don't know, they force these things on me.
I eat, careful.
Careful.
I eat mostly whole foods. I don't really eat much junk food. Nah.
Yeah, you refused any, which is good.
Nah, because it makes me feel, I don't feel good. I like to feel good, and food, if you eat good food, you feel really good, and if you eat bad food, you feel really shit.
What do you notice as a difference when you eat, say, some processed stuff?
Man.
What difference?
Oh, like just unmotivated and sluggish and bloated and unwell. I just never. Yeah,
But it's worth it for the sugar.
Nah. You got smoothies, man. They're healthy.
Smoothies are great. They're so Okay.
Okay, Miranda, heard you were meditating before the show. How can you meditate? Oh, you better get onto this.
Yes,
They
yes,
disappear.
yeah,
That's
they
the
disappear.
problem.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, before I get into that, I'm coming back to New Zealand in December, or maybe a bit before that, like what's the one before December, whatever that is.
November.
Yo, what's up, everybody from Sugar Shine?
Sugar Shine, yeah, Christine, hey.
Okay, so meditation. I just got back from a 10-day meditation course where you meditate 10 hours a day. It was my 7th one. And always straight after my meditation courses, I'm always super motivated to meditate 2 hours a day. 1 hour in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I sit up, I start meditating for a full hour. And then at some point in the evening when it suits, usually the hour before I sleep. So yeah, every day, twice a day.
Wow.
when I'm on my A game. And when I do that, if you've seen the movie Limitless, where that dude takes that drug and everything, his whole brain lights up and he's just like A game, always just becomes like a superhuman. That's what meditation does.
That's the drug to take.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the only drug to take, man.
That is awesome.
It just makes everything work so much better.
Would Feed the Earthlings be considered unhealthy?
No. No, nothing that tastes that good could be unhealthy.
What do you reckon about their burgers, eh?
They're the best.
They're the best, aren't they? They are so good.
Nah, it's tough competition though.
Yes.
They got move-free burgers.
Oh yeah.
Man, they are.
I haven't tried a move-free burger yet. They're pretty good too, aren't they? Okay. Do you listen to music while meditating? Good question.
Nah, just straight up meditation. No chanting, no noise, no guiding, nothing. Just legit old school meditation.
I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm reading the next comment. Dude, need you in tighter shirts, please.
Andy. Andy.
That's brilliant.
And I learned to meditate. When I first started meditating, I did do guided stuff. I just listened to this thing called HoloSync, which is like chimes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool. You know that?
It's been around a while.
And I liked it. But then I felt like I shouldn't have to rely on listening to something, on a device, like an electronic device, to know how to meditate. So then I started just trying, sitting by myself, but I didn't know what I was doing. And then to learn, I did a 10-day meditation course called Vipassana. And at Vipassana, they teach you step by step, like you meditate 10 hours a day for 10 days. And then step by step, like each hour, like there's very subtle changes in the technique and you go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Oh, okay.
And you just learn, oh man, it's the best thing ever. Like you all have to do it. It's the best thing I could recommend, man.
Okay, how do you feel about people feeding their animals vegan food, and when will you be back in Tasmania?
Tasmania, I don't have plans to come back there yet, but I'm sure I'll be back next year. What was the first question?
How do you feel about feeding animals?
Any animal that can thrive on vegan food, of course, feed them vegan food. Just like us, we thrive better on vegan food. A lot of animals do too. Like you feed dogs, for example, that canned dog food and all that garbage. It's disgusting, man. Would you eat it? You know, it's not good for those dogs. But if you feed them good, healthy vegan food, they can thrive. And you know, like so many stories. You can look them up on Google of animals like dogs who get so much better health and, you know, fix their skin conditions and just live great lives. In fact, the longest living dog on record in the Guinness World Records a few years ago is a vegan dog. Yeah, it's
27 years old, I think. Lucy says we need you topless, not just in tighter shirts.
Well, that's going to cost you, Lucy.
Paul says, hello from America. When will you come back?
Well, I'm back in America in about 3 weeks. After the UK, which I'm going to next week, I'm there for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to Canada for about 10 days, and then I'm coming to the USA for about 3 weeks, I think, man. And then I'm back there again. I think I'm back there again this year, maybe. I'm a bit not sure. I think.
Do you post your schedule?
I don't know. I should. I'm going to though, because today I've finally found someone who is going to help me like with that.
Excellent.
I've done everything myself.
I don't know how the hell you do it.
Neither do I. So like now I've finally got someone who's going to help me like with my schedule, booking my flights, all that stuff that I suck at.
Okay, before Cherie's comment disappears, we met at the Closewall Slaughterhouses March in Melbourne. I was able to say hello and tell you.
Oh, it's gone. That's all right. This is the problem with this.
I know.
It's not good.
It's not good. He doesn't like to do so.
You need to.
Okay.
Don't worry. Can you ask that again?
Hang on.
Wait. Can you ask that again? The person who met me at the slaughterhouse.
Just ask it again because the questions are coming so quick that we're having a little bit of
this isn't
trouble.
Oh, you can pin the comment.
Ah,
That's what
good.
you need to
Okay,
start
excellent. Okay. We're getting to your comments as we can. If we miss it, please
just
go
read
again.
real fast.
Okay, Jean says, video stopped. I met you, James, at the event at Coast to Coast Animal Friends a couple of years back. I have a lovely photo of you. Introduced myself, stating my vegan history. 1967, she went vegan the last 22 years. Mentioned my passion about the mainstream media or lack of, and she has the Jacaranda Animal Advocates movement on the move to help. Would love you to look at the Jacaranda.
Yeah, cool. I'll check it out. That's mad.
Okay.
Where will you be in the UK? London. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I've been in London, and there's I don't know, London. I don't remember. Somewhere. Look it up. Google it.
Courtney asked thoughts on vegans who have rescued non-vegan animals, for example, reptiles.
I know. Like, okay, so obviously this is a tough one. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Actually. This is a tough one because you have to help an animal in need, and it's just such a shame that that animal might need to eat animals to be healthy. So it's not good at all. But what do you do? Like, you have a moral responsibility to help an individual in need. I'd say that if you have a choice, if it's not like a life or death moment or something where you have to save that animal, then if you have a choice where, I might choose to rescue an animal, don't choose a cat. Like, sorry cats, but if you get a cat, for example, and some cats can survive on a vegan diet if you do it right, with supplementing taurine and things like that. But if you're not going to do that, and you're just going to feed a cat or some other, like a reptile, meat, then a lot of animals are going to suffer because of that. It doesn't make sense to do that. When if you're going to pick one, why wouldn't you just pick the one that can thrive as a vegan? That is what makes sense to me.
Good point. Dane says, do you think money is the only way to turn the world vegan, and all of us vegans need to become Elon Musk and take over?
No, man. I don't think money has. The only thing that money has to do with the world going vegan is people investing in vegan foods instead of putting their money in purchasing animal products. You don't need to be rich at all. Obviously, it helps because you can market things. You can invest in like vegan meats and advertising all kinds of stuff. So it would help so much. But the only thing that really matters is that individuals, whether they have a lot of money or a little money, when they're making that choice 3 times a day to eat something, they're eating vegan. When they buy a new jacket, they buy a vegan jacket, like that kind of thing.
Cherie says, James, I was able to say hey at the Melbourne Close All Slaughterhouse March, and thank you for inspiring me to go vegan. Eternally grateful. Yes.
Yeah.
Courtney says, I had to rescue 2 bearded dragons from my boss. They lived at my work and were in very poor conditions. I have to feed them insects.
Yeah, that's a shame. Well, like, I don't know. I don't think the science is out on whether insects are sentient anyway, but I would err on the side of caution as well. And, perhaps there's a way you can do it where you aren't killing them, they're already dead, or things like that. I don't know.
Dane's point about needing money to promote veganism was to produce a healthy...
You don't need them though, man. Like, we don't need vegan meats to make the world vegan. We can use them, like, it does help. It's epic, but I don't think...
Rochelle remembers you rode your bicycle for some distance around Australia. I loved your story on Sunday about that, how you had to get a gel bicycle seat because...
my ass was killing me. I rode 5,000 kilometers from Darwin to Sydney. It wasn't part of the plan. It's because my van broke down in the middle of like the desert. So I had to get a bike and like cycle 5,000 kilometers on my own through the desert. Man.
Natasha says she has an argument with her friends all the time where the friends get irritated with me saying they hate it when vegans force their beliefs on them. No matter how much I voice it, they don't seem to care. So frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but you're still planting seeds, you're still being a vegan presence, you're still being a light in the darkness. They're still going to ask questions and learn, even if they don't really like that, they're going to be learning things. You being their friend and being a vegan and thriving and being happy and healthy is great activism, whether you have the conversations or not. And they're just getting defensive. If they're really sensitive about feeling like they're having their views pushed on them or whatever, show them chill things. Show them happy animals instead of like violent cruelty. Show them health documentaries. Like there's ways you can get around it which doesn't get their defenses up.
Apparently you're looking like a hooligan. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, well, maybe I am.
How does it feel living so many vegans' dreams of traveling with activism? What would you say is your favorite aspect?
Oh man, see, like I know so many vegans dream of it, and that's why I really appreciate being able to contribute in a very consistent way. It is hard work, man. Like, don't get it wrong. Although I'm traveling constantly, that's kind of the hard bit, is that you're always you're always around people, but it's never anybody you know them for 5 minutes. It's a lonely, this is my 4th year doing this. You know, I don't get to chill with my mates. I don't get to see my family. I don't get to be in one spot ever for more than a few days usually. So it's like, it's hard, but on the plus side, I meet 1,000 people every month or more even.
Yep.
And so many of them, you know, share what I share with a passion to make this world
It must
a
be
better
pretty
place.
fulfilling.
It is,
Yeah,
man. And to be able to do a good job, you know, like when I do a speech, afterwards there might be a line of people an hour long, literally.
There was on Sunday.
Waiting to tell me like how inspiring they found my speech. So when I feel like I'm doing such a good job like that and I get that kind of feedback, that is like the biggest fuel for my fire to just go hard and keep it up always. So I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity, and I'll ride the wave as long as I have to or I can, or as long as it takes.
Cherie asks, what advice can you give me as a traveling solo activist to participate in? She's participating in Animals for the Voiceless, the Cube of Truth.
Cool. That's awesome. Join all the local vegan pages around Australia, Sydney Vegans, Perth Vegans, all that. Just ask what's going on and get involved in as much of it as you can.
Has your family, Courtney asked, has your family turned vegan? Do you have any family who doesn't agree with your beliefs? Good question.
My whole family is vegan. My mum, my dad, my brother's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's
I didn't know
vegan.
that.
Yes, man, come on.
I obviously don't research.
That's what this is my thing. So they're all vegan. I do have some cousins and things like that who aren't vegan, but I would say they disagree with my veganism. What's to disagree with? You know,
Yeah, who wants to support animals?
But they're just not there yet. You know, they're just not there yet. But we don't fight about it. They're like, you're wrong. No one is ever like that to me.
So you haven't had any punch-ups?
Not lately.
No. Lucy asks, how would you recommend that someone gets to do what you were doing?
Well, I took a vow of silence for a year. You know,
that's one way of doing it.
You could try that.
You could try that.
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
But everyone's different. You know, whatever your skills are, whatever your talent is, whatever your strength is, point that in the direction of helping the animals. If you're a painter, paint pictures that, you know, tell the story. If you're someone who just likes chatting with people, do a live stream show. If you're a speaker, you know, and I do a bunch of different things. Like, you know, I use my strengths, what I'm good at. I'm not good at organising an event for people to come speak at. I suck at things like that.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Like, or
but you are fantastic at being the one there that's speaking.
Right,
so that's
right. So like we're all got different strengths and talents, and that's what we should focus on.
That's
Do I practice Buddhism? No, I don't, but I think there's a lot of great, valuable knowledge in Buddhism. But no, I'm not a Buddhist or anything. I don't practice any religion. I just try to be a good person and try to treat others the way I want to be treated.
Jared,
and constantly try to improve myself. But I do think there's a lot of good to Buddhism.
Jared says, sorry to interrupt.
I wouldn't rescue a cat. I didn't say I wouldn't rescue a cat. I would rescue a cat if a cat needed rescuing, you know, in the moment. But if I was like, okay, I have some space in my life where I can rescue an animal, no, I wouldn't rescue a cat. I would rescue a herbivorous animal. Because why, if I have that choice to choose an animal that's not going to cause the contribution to suffering and death of other animals, of course I'm going to choose that animal for the other animals.
Yeah, and apparently your talent is not talking.
That's not really my talent anymore.
It's complete opposite of that. Now, while this, Michael says, I've got a video idea that I feel will have a big impact and shift perspectives in a positive way. Would you be open to having a chat about it sometime?
Yeah, just send me an email, brother. peace@jamesaspey.com.au.
Peace@jamesaspey.com. I can even put that in the comments so that.
Yeah, sweet.
So actually, no, I can't reply to it there, but peace@jamesaspey.com.
No worries. No worries, Cristiano. Yeah, no worries, Michael. Looking forward to hearing all about it, brother.
Okay, so now I know because a lot of questions came up really quick. We got hit with a whole bunch of them, and they
now they're all gone. So can you copy and paste them again?
Yes, please. If we've missed it, come back. As a lot of people said hello, and we didn't say hello either.
My mum wants me. She must do. So Andy's friends with my mum. My mum does a Cube of Truth with Andy. My mum gets out there and gets busy, man. She's
awesome.
A legend. Yeah, she's wicked. She's good at it.
That's great.
So. She said, Mum wants to let her organise my itinerary so I'm not flying all over the world all the time in 1 week. Yeah, that would be nice, Mum, but I can't trust her. She'll be like, no, you need more rest. You know, you need to relax. I've scheduled in some holiday time. Like, Mom, no.
This is it. You've got to have your own time, otherwise you'll get burnt out, won't you? And you'll be of no use to anyone.
Well, that's what that was one of my big revelations in this meditation course.
That you've just done.
Yeah, is that I've known for a long time that I need balance, way more than I've got. And this year I started trying to get some more by going back to the gym. But now I'm at a place where I'm not going to feel guilty about going and enjoying myself. You know, I work as hard as I possibly can, man.
Definitely.
And, you know, like, you have to appreciate and enjoy your own life. I think the animals want us to do that. Not to sit around moping, which I was doing, going like, well, they can't have a good life. I'm not going to have a good life.
Okay.
That was like happening.
Yeah.
It's like a guilt thing.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore, eh?
Stephen from Flower of Life Bakery says, hello, how are you, Steve? Good to see you there again on Sunday.
Keep making them sausage rolls, man.
Now, we'll get back to Rochelle's comment. Not sure if you saw my comment about Cycling for Change campaign because the screen froze on it. Say yay or nay and I'll check again later. And Rochelle posted a link to a Cycling for Change campaign that's happening. You can repost that, Rochelle, and we can comment on that.
Okay. That's a really good question. Charles wants to, he's a teacher, he wants to put in more information about veganism, but he's worried about the
reaction from the parents.
Yeah, you can be subtle, man. You know, you can be subtle, and you don't have to really necessarily. Veganism is a great thing to talk about, and you can plan it in there every now and then. But if you gotta start pinning these. If you start, maybe you can pin more than one. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. Yeah.
If you, so you can say things like, you know, just I don't know, man. You can be subtle with kids. And, you know, ask them how they feel about animal cruelty, and ask them, do they know where meat comes from? You know, like there's things you can say. Do they know what factory farming is? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And there are people doing it now in school.
Of course, man. So I guess, I don't know. I personally, you know, I think you could definitely do it in a way where it's a positive thing you're talking about, not something that they go home and tell their parents and then it becomes this big drama. And if you do it in the right way, then, you know, you can also have like a massive impact on those kids. And that's probably more important anyway, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? Like, you don't want to lose your job or anything, but...
Gene, I'll just respond. Gene, we did see your message earlier, and you weren't aware of it, but yes, we mentioned the Jacaranda Animal Advocates movement. So, now,
okay, Claire, approaching schools for vegan options in lunch. Yeah, like do it. You be that person. That can be your form of activism, how you contribute. Write a letter, detail it, and be as helpful as you can. Why, like the health benefits of why it's a good thing, the ethical reasons why it's important to your son to eat a vegan meal while at school, and some recipes. Go, how about this? How about that? It's cheap, it's easy, it's delicious. Not just my son will enjoy, anyone can enjoy these recipes. Be that person you might have to lead the way in that school. And I'm sure, you know, maybe there's some other vegan parents at that school who'd also really appreciate that. And if there is, you know, you can add that into your letter.
Justina says, thanks for all you're doing, being such a great inspiration. Hoping to catch up with you soon when you're around the Sunshine Coast again. Greetings from Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene, and so Eugene's an artist, and Justina, she emailed me one time, and I went up to the Sunshine Coast, and he did my portrait. He's an amazing artist.
Excellent.
So yeah, he's gonna do like a big, I think it was an oil painting, and then enter like with me with like all these animals behind me, and then enter in the Archibald.
Oh,
so that'll be sick.
Yes. Okay. So where are we? Dane says, I used to work the swimming pools as a lifeguard. I would talk about...
Oops, sorry, bro.
I would talk about veganism to the children. They would all agree that it was wrong. I kept on planting seeds in their minds, which I hope they will think about again in the later years. And I'm sure they will, Dane. I'm sure they will, because that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
He's man, you got it. You're taking over.
How do I eat healthy meals while traveling so much?
Yeah.
Eating healthy is the easiest thing about being vegan. Like, there's nothing to it. You know, I live in my van when I'm chilling here on the Gold Coast, and so I'll just have like a big batch of brown rice in the fridge. When I'm hungry, if I want a quick, easy, simple snack, I'll just lay out a sushi wrap, just put brown rice all over it, put avocado on it, maybe fry a bit of tofu on it, boom, like so easy. I make oats for breakfast with some berries and some walnuts.
You have the best meals. I've seen the videos.
When I travel, airports, you know, like there's always vegan food at airports you can eat, delicious vegan food. when I'm traveling all the time, yeah, I don't know, it's easy. Like I don't struggle actually.
Definitely.
There's vegan food everywhere, like Mexican, Thai, Italian, whatever. Wherever you go, you can get a delicious,
In
healthy vegan meal.
2017, it's relatively
But what
easy.
I do, I always try to get low fat. So like I ask for no oil, and I don't eat like fatty crap. You know, I just try to keep it pretty healthy.
Therese says on outreach, it's amazing that public have no idea about standard practices, especially in
Yeah, I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. And even when I did learn, I didn't care because I thought you needed to eat animals to be healthy. So people think that as well. So even when they do find out about it, they're like, oh, that sucks, but oh, well, we have to eat them to be healthy. So there's, yeah, the public have been lied to their whole lives, man. Decades of lies, you know. Dairy for calcium, meat for protein, humanely slaughtering animals, you know, fish don't feel pain, like all these lies, free range and blah, 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 blah. So there's a lot of conditioning that we have to get through with people.
A good question from Bryson. What's your opinion on Memphis Meats, the US company that creates meat from stem cells without the need to raise and slaughter an animal, and its implications for the future of meat consumption?
If it doesn't hurt any animals, cool. I don't care. If people want to eat meat that was made in a lab, I couldn't care less. That's good for them. Like if that's an option where it doesn't harm animals, why not? But I would never eat that. That's kind of disgusting. Why not just eat the vegan meats that are made from plants that taste amazing? Vegan chicken, vegan sausages, vegan lamb, vegan everything. You wouldn't even know the difference. Why would you eat this lab-grown thing where you can eat a meat that tastes like an animal but made just from plants?
And ethically,
it's already there.
It actually comes from stem cells, which is a real big issue itself.
I heard a little bit of something like that, like that some animals still do get harmed. But I'm saying, like, if it got to a point where that doesn't happen, Paul, do I eat honey? No, man, I don't eat honey. Honey is an animal product that comes from the exploitation of bees. Often when they're producing honey, which is what bees make for their own food so they can eat it, they will clip the wings of the queen so she doesn't fly away. Because they're such little small animals, many bees are hurt and killed during, you know, when they're getting the honey and extracting and moving the hives around and things like that. And it's stealing from an animal. I'm not down with stealing. They made that for themselves. You know, we don't need honey. We've got maple syrup, we've got agave syrup, we've got rice syrup. Why steal from a little animal like that?
Why
you don't have to. Why?
Rochelle, thank you for submitting your comment. Thank you. Parrish is riding his bicycle. I pinned this one. He's riding his bicycle around Australia at the moment, unsupported. He left on Thursday from Melbourne. He's about to arrive in Sydney very soon. He is doing it to raise awareness for the animals and the environment and collaborating with Animal Activists Australia to get a billboard up. So any advice from you about when he did his ride and best way to go about advocating for the campaign? That is excellent.
Oh, cool. Get a really comfortable seat, bro, 100%. And that's an interesting story. So speak to the newspapers, speak to the media. You've got a voice. See, I couldn't really speak to the media when I was traveling around Australia because I wasn't speaking. So you can do that, and that would be a really good way to build your following.
Okay, well. I think we need to go to this one here. Mill says, James, wondering if you can do a shout out to my dad.
Where'd it go?
It's up Beck. And hi Beck. And any encouraging words you have for him? He's on his first week fully vegan, and he's a bit of a fan of yours.
Reg, you legend. That is awesome, bro. Congrats on your first week, man. And thanks. I'm stoked that you enjoy my work, brother. All you need to do is keep up the motivation. So for me, the best thing I did was I really got into it and learned what was going on. I watched Earthlings, I watched Forks Over Knives, I watched Cowspiracy. At the time, I watched Yurovsky's speech. Now there's all this new stuff as well that you can add to that collection. There's so many documentaries out there. I read a lot of animal rights literature. A really good place to start is animalrightsfaq.com, and that's got answers to all the questions you have. Bite-sized Vegans channels on YouTube. Bite-sized Vegans channel on YouTube is amazing, extremely informative, and congratulations, man. I mean, you're doing it, you're going to feel good, it's the right thing to do.
Respect.
And get some recipes sorted. So you know a few go-to recipes for breakfast, you've got a few go-to recipes for lunch, for dinner. You're never like, what do I eat? I don't know. Oh, man, get it. Just, it's easy.
Can I just throw in there that Reg, Forks Over Knives on Facebook, lots of recipes.
That's one of the best.
One of the best, I think.
Yeah, super healthy.
They're really good.
And What the Health on Netflix now. I just heard about that. Is on, so you've got to watch that one.
And it is good. It is
Yeah,
good.
so congrats, Reg.
Okay, so thanks. Okay, Angie says, loving you, amazing work. When are you visiting Scotland?
Oh, thanks, Angie. Probably next year. I almost could squeeze another trip in this year, but I can't now. So next year I'll probably be back to Scotland.
Thanks, guys. Douglas V. Egan, if
Thanks,
you want to
Cab.
join Parish, James says you need a good seat. Yes, okay.
Okay, hang on, let me read this one. Do I
Yep.
take supplements B12 and iron? I don't take iron. You don't need to if you eat good food. But I do take B12. Everybody should be taking B12 supplements, vegans and non-vegans.
Yes.
We used to be able to get, some people say, oh, well, if you need a supplement, it can't be a natural, healthy diet. Vegans would have been able to get an adequate amount of B12 naturally just from eating normal food back in the day. But because of the way that we sanitize food these days, it kills the B12, which is a vitamin made by bacteria found in soil and water. So because of how we sanitize now, it kills it. But all you need to do is put a spray. It's like spray it once under your tongue, once or twice. That's about a few times a week you do it. It takes literally a second.
Yeah.
And that'll prevent you from getting B12 deficiency.
Yeah. Once or twice a day I use a spray.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you must be cranking in the B12. I just do it a few times.
I'm right out there.
So,
Okay, Lucy asks, what is your opinion on vegans and vegans, meaning those who eat honey and eggs but like to be associated with veganism?
well, I mean, yeah, they've got their own words, you can't stop that. People are going to do that, but what do I think of them? They're very close to veganism, so that's exciting. Hopefully they'll make the next step. And because anything less than veganism is supporting unnecessary animal exploitation, which always leads to cruelty or harm in some way. So yeah, I'm glad that they're almost there, and I just hope they just get rid of the honey, man, because it's such an important thing to be able to say, I'm vegan. That's a very important statement to make. It shows you don't need any animal products to be healthy. You're living proof of that when you say that statement. I would never sacrifice that just for a little bit of honey on my toast every couple of weeks.
That's a really good point. Matt says hi. Joanne says my iron has increased as a vegan.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I found a medical report from my PA when he was 80, from my pa when he was 85. Meat and dairy, egg, all his life he was deficient in iron and B12.
The studies show, recent studies show that when it comes to nutrient deficiencies, on average, vegans have, I think it was 7 on average, nutrient deficiencies. Non-vegans have on average 13.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're more likely to have more nutrient deficiencies if you are eating animal products.
Danny is celebrating her first vegan anniversary this week after completing my first Vipassana, and finds your words and actions inspiring. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny. Well, you did a Vipassana too. That's hectic.
Turi,
I just finished one as well. I hope you enjoyed it.
Turi asked the local school priest about the ethics and morality of killing animals to eat them. He was stumped. He said a lot of his friends are vegetarian.
Well, that's of course, because there's no logical argument in favor of needlessly slaughtering animals when there's absolutely, you don't have to do it. And that's great that they're vegetarian because they're obviously thinking about it, but hopefully someone tells them, hey, it's not just about not eating meat. Dairy is at least as cruel as meat, so are eggs, or all animal products. That's why it doesn't make sense to just go vegetarian, because that's like, I'm against that type of animal cruelty to that type of animal, but all these ones I'm cool with. I still pay for that. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I had, Deb says, I had my blood test done the other day, severely deficient in iron. Gut health is so important in absorbing nutrients. What do you suggest for increasing iron and healing the gut?
There's so many foods, vegan foods, high in iron that you can, if you just do a Google search, you'll be able to see plenty of them. Greens, beans and legumes and all that. And in terms of healing the gut, I'm not actually too sure. I guess it would depend on what your gut issue is. But a good way to find out would be to go to nutritionfacts.org, and there's a search feature there, and you just type in healing the gut, or if you've got a specific issue like leaky gut, for example, type it in and there'll be a bunch of articles that will point you in the right direction.
Okay, I've just pinned a comment you might want to look at.
Could you cope with dating a non-vegan? I have a video.
No, sorry. That one there.
Can I do that next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I cope with dating a non-vegan? I've got a video on this on my YouTube. Definitely. I could definitely date a non-vegan. I was a non-vegan only 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, everyone deserves the opportunity to learn and to change based on information. Most people aren't vegan. So I meet a lot of amazing people all the time who aren't vegan. And I was a good person before I was vegan as well. I was just unaware. I was just ignorant. A lot of people are. It's not their fault. It's the society we've been brought up in that has conditioned us to be ignorant to this particular topic. So, of course, I would definitely date a non-vegan. But in saying that, there would come a time where I would need to, I would need to see some movement in the direction of veganism, because ultimately it makes no sense to me for someone to start learning the facts and not go vegan. But in my experience, most people do go that direction when they start learning more about it. And so, that's my answer.
I will get to Dane's in a minute. I pinned it, but I'll get down here. Seriously inspiring that you took about silence for 1 year. I want to try something extreme in the future to promote the message.
Do you know what was cool about it, man? And why it was successful? Because it's interesting to anybody. You don't need to be a vegan to be interested by someone taking a year-long vow of silence and traveling around Australia. You don't need to care about animals. That's why it was successful to the mainstream. That's why it was on mainstream media, because it had nothing to do with animals, really. A vow of silence is interesting to anybody. So if you think of something like that, I think you have really good success.
I want to get to Dane's earlier comment. I used to drink, smoke, was on anxiety medication, addicted to street drugs. I started practicing meditation, began to feel more connected to the things outside of myself. And then I went vegan, started running, came second place in my first marathon.
Wow, that's epic.
I can't believe how amazing plant-based foods have made me feel. Respect.
Yeah, well.
Awesome. Big changes there.
I used to do that too, and I used to do a lot of drugs, and I had a bad eating disorder, man. And veganism since then, I haven't done any drugs in 4.5 years now, not even a coffee, like nothing.
That's good.
Nothing,
that's excellent.
nothing.
That's good.
I never will again.
Yeah.
And I think when I went vegan, like I just felt, I don't know, it just helped a lot of things, man. I mean, a long list of benefits I got when I went vegan. And I think, it's the Swiss Army knife of life, man. It helps.
That's tonight's quote. It's a Swiss Army knife of life. That is tonight's quote.
So many things. There's no negatives to it. It's so positive in so many ways.
Now, Shy from Vegan Yum, which is a 100% vegan bakery in Brisbane, which you must visit when you go there because it's amazing.
Okay, cool.
She says, have you been there? Vegan Yum? Near...
right next door to...
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there. I think I met her maybe one time.
Her friend in South Africa, who has no vegan acquaintances at all, went vegan because of you.
Oh, wicked.
There aren't many vegan options. She had a vegan pregnancy and a baby soon who was going to be raised vegan. Awesome.
What a lucky
yes. Exactly.
And also, there's studies that show that the pregnancy, you're likely to be better off in your pregnancy as well. If you Google, it is the position of the American Dietetic Association vegan. If you just write that, it is the position of the American Dietetic Association. The first thing on Google that comes up, if you read the abstract of that study, you'll see a whole bunch of things like that. That's saying that veganism is healthy for everybody, adolescents, children, mothers, breastfeeding mothers, people who are pregnant, everybody.
And so it should be.
Well, of course it is. It's the best way. It's how it's supposed to be.
Are you an empath?
What's that?
Somebody that can feel other people's energies and is like, sort of resonant.
What an empath is?
Yeah, you're empathetically sort of. Maybe I'm not describing it particularly well. No. Maybe it's a better way of describing it, but
Am I? Well, I feel like
some people are really sensitive, to other people's
energy. I think I might be then, because when I speak to people, I feel like I can pick up pretty well on how I should speak to them, and it usually goes pretty well. So yeah, I think on some level maybe. Yo, Joe, what's up?
There you go, Joe got a big shout out.
I used to listen after you this shit as it was supposed to be a quiet one. Oh, okay, well look. Okay, so at the start
gallivanting around the world you have.
So at the start of the year, I made this YouTube video. I'm like, listen everybody, I don't want you to freak out, but this year I'm gonna be chilling. I'm looking after myself. I'm really tired. So I'm gonna be promoting veganism, but I'm just gonna be chilling a little bit. I'm just warning you. And this has been the busiest year of my life times 10. But am I looking after myself? Totally. I am looking after myself though. I'm going to the gym, I'm meditating, I'm eating really good food, I'm spending time with good people. And as of my meditation just the last 10 days, I did have a revelation where I need to take that to another level now. and
Excellent.
you know, just have more fun in my life, because
Excellent.
although there's a bit more balance, I'm still not taking much time to actually appreciate and enjoy my own life. So I am going to be doing that from now on. I'm actually going snowboarding with my brother in like a couple of days or a few days from now. So I'm super stoked about that.
That is cool. Gemma had a perfectly healthy vegan pregnancy and now has a thriving 15-month-old. And actually, Beck's got 2 beautiful vegan kids too.
Yeah.
Beck says if you can be anywhere right now besides visiting her, where would that be? That's why I was laughing.
I think, where would I be? You know, I might be back at my Vipassana course working hard at that again. But if I was just going to go chill and enjoy myself somewhere, you know, where I'm really looking forward to more than anything right now is going snowboarding with my brother. You know, just to hang out with him, like we haven't spent a lot of just us time in a long time. Thanks, man.
You have earned it. Yeah.
and just to like, just to get out there in the beautiful nature with the, you know, with the snow and carved up and do some jumps. And
then you come back stronger, don't you?
Yeah,
you come back stronger from that.
Yeah, like logically it makes sense, but pulling yourself away is a challenge.
Yes.
Even though you know you shouldn't, and it'll be a good thing, it's actually really
But
hard.
I have so much respect for the fact that you can pull yourself away and do 10-day Vipassana meditations. I mean, that is really, really hard to pull the mind away from all the stuff you're doing, obviously.
So the first 5 days, I was thinking about, you know, I was like, oh my God, did I do this or that? Did I schedule that post right? You know, like.
So it took 5 days to sort of calm it down, quiet it down.
Five solid days.
Yeah. Are you doing talks anywhere in northern New South Wales or Queensland in the near future?
I'm doing 2 speeches at the end of this week, Thursday night, Friday night, but that's in Sydney. Northern New South Wales or Queensland. No, I don't think so. Pretty much the rest of my speeches this year will be overseas.
Hello, Michelle. She didn't get to say hello to you with the Eco Festival. Well, thank you for another inspiring speech.
Oh, thanks a lot. Well, I'll see you at the next one.
Apparently, snowboarding isn't vegan, though.
Okay, sweet.
Okay. Now, the description of empaths, so they can pick up feelings of animals too, which is why they are often vegan.
Oh,
yes.
Well,
so that's.
I don't know. I haven't spent a great deal of time with animals. I see them a lot, but I don't live with them or spend a huge amount of time with animals. So, I don't know how clued into how animals feel and that. I have good vibes with animals when I'm around them and that, but I think I've still got a lot to learn about the emotional lives of animals.
Now, my beautiful friend Yana says, I've done 4 Vipassanas and can't wait to do another one in the future.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Mad.
I didn't even know that.
Man. 7.
7?
Yeah, 7, 10 days, a few 3 days. Next year, this is the plan. Joe, if you're watching, don't hold me to this, but next year, the plan is to do a 3-month Vipassana. 10 days sitting meditation, 10 days service at the Vipassana course. 10 days sit, 10 days serve, 10 days sit for 3 months. Maybe not next year because things are looking pretty hectic, but definitely, if not next year, the year after. And I think that is going to make me a better activist, a better person, you know, and so I'm really excited to do that, like for me, but also because when I become better, I can spread what I've learned. You will not hold me to that joke. When I can share what I've learned, then, you know, like more people can benefit as well.
To answer your question, how often do we do the show? It's a weekly show, live stream, 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday night. But it's different guests each week. Does your family agree with you being vegan?
Everyone's vegan, bro. Mum, dad, my brother, his girlfriend, everybody's vegan, my man. We all agree with it. My mum gets out and does activism. My brother is a marathon runner, so he promotes it that way. And yeah, it's, man, like, it just makes all the sense, bro. So yeah, they are. I just showed them one time, I just asked them to watch Earthlings because they're very compassionate people. And yeah, they watched it and they were, you know, they weren't chill with it. Like I wasn't chill with it. And then when I taught them, because I was a personal trainer for 8 years, so I knew my stuff by this point that you can be healthy without eating animal products. You know, they really had
they couldn't come back with
what can you say? So it didn't happen straight away. Like they went vegetarian the next day after, but then, you know, we all kind of went vegan a little while later. I wasn't even vegan then, and eventually, like now, they've been vegan years. Mum lost like 20 kilos straight up. Dad lost about 15.
Wow.
And my mum's always had like high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm just so happy to be able to pass this gift on to her because that'll probably, being vegan is probably going to add years of life to my mum
Yeah.
You know, like 1 day extra is amazing to help your mum live another day on
I
this
feel
world.
that's so beautiful as a son giving the gift
Right?
back to your mum, because your mum's giving you the gift of life and you're giving her the
Yeah.
gift of life back.
Yeah, man.
How awesome is that?
It's
Man,
one
that's,
of the
I
most.
nearly tear up thinking about that. It's just beautiful.
That's one of the best things I think I've ever done.
Yeah, that is just, wow. That touches me.
Maybe she's going to live 5 longer years than she would have. You know, and maybe, like, who knows?
And you get to have
That's
that. You get to have that connection with her longer. It's beautiful. She's really, really nice.
Cool,
I pinned a comment there from my great friend Bronwyn, who says, "Have you heard about breatharians? I read an article about a couple who claimed they've only consumed veggie broth and fruit 3 times a week."
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, no, that was it. Now we pinned a new one. So
no, go. Oh, was that it?
Yeah. So it's about breatharian. So about breatharians.
Oh, breatharians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard about it. And I know you can go a long time without eating food. If you're going to try something like that, I'd be super, super careful with it and do it under like a professional guidance. I don't know enough about it. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't know why you would do it personally. But if you were gonna do it, I wouldn't just wing it. I would, I would definitely do it under like professional supervision.
Yeah.
In saying that though, like I've heard from people who have talked to me about it and reckon they've done it for like a year and stuff.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
So the one you
wait, let me just answer Leah's first.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on vegans who ride horses? Well, they're not vegan because vegans don't ride horses because riding horses harms horses. It's bad for their back, among other things. And vegans shouldn't be using animals for entertainment, promoting that idea that they're here for our enjoyment, they're here for our entertainment. We can just get on their back and ride them. I mean, even in the best situation, it's still causing them harm. You can't ask them if they want to be ridden, so just don't ride them. Get a motorbike if you want something, to sit on, whatever. Or just a normal bike. But no, I don't think it's good. And if you're claiming to be a vegan and you're riding horses, you're promoting a very confusing message to people who are trying to understand what veganism is, and that's not a good thing to do for the animals. So I would say don't recommend that. You can say you're on a plant-based diet, you don't wear animal clothing, but you do ride them. But you're not a vegan if you ride horses.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. Michelle says people often comment on this, that she's lost weight, probably because she doesn't have parts of dead animals in her, and she had tears on your Sunday talk when you were talking about the male calves.
Yeah.
Can you mention that on the show, what you were saying about the male calves?
You disappeared the comment. I was just...
Yeah, you already read it.
Answered
you already answered it, So, run with the horses. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
ride horses equals not vegan, totally. What do I recommend people do with old clothes made of animal skin and feathers? Destroy or donate to charity. I would recommend if you have to wear them because you're not a wealthy person, then you've got to do what you've got to do. The damage for the most part has been done, but some damage is still done by wearing animal products because you're promoting animal products as something to wear.
Yes.
And so that is not really a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But also, and if you're a vegan who does that, it's again that confusing message. On the positive of that, people can say, "Hey, I thought you were vegan," and then you can explain, actually, yeah, you can be vegan and still wear the old thing. So there's also a positive there that can come out of it.
That's
from
good.
the conversation. But if you have the opportunity, I would never wear it. Any of my old stuff, I don't even know where it is now. Probably chucked it. You could donate it to people like homeless people who need it, or burn it. Because it's aside from that, giving it to people who are desperate for it, I don't think there's anything good about wearing it.
My horses and I are so much more connected, and they respect me so much more for not riding them.
Yeah, really.
That's good.
That's really
Therese, thanks for that. Where are we? When I went vegan, I ripped my leather couch out of my house, tore up some walls in the process, and gave it away. I now have a nice pleather couch. I have a nice pleather couch now.
Cool.
Excellent. Yeah. Because I like what you said about it sending the wrong message.
It does.
People are getting confused. You're like, well, hang on a second. They mightn't even ask you. That's the problem, isn't it? They might just see. Yeah. They might know you're vegan. There might be friends that might see you wearing a leather jacket and think, oh, okay, well, that's what vegans do. So it is, you've got to be very careful with that, haven't you?
Absolutely, man. And if you're in an opportunity where you don't have to wear it, then just get a vegan clothing, a vegan looking leather. It looks like leather. People are like, I thought you didn't wear leather.
Vegan frothers.
Yeah. It can be like a leather jacket, but it's a vegan one, so it looks leather. People are like, I thought you didn't wear leather, and you can be like, this is vegan, man.
Yeah. It's made from pineapple skin.
Or mushrooms. Like they make leather out of wild stuff now.
Okay, so Therese says, I have a room full of old leather shoes, jackets, bags, etc. I now never wear and never will. Yeah. What about faux fur? Yes.
Faux fur, yeah, wear it.
Yeah.
I reckon wear it.
We
Like,
could
some people would say don't wear it. I've got to be somewhere there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Some people would say don't wear it, and I get that argument as well. And I don't think that's wrong if that's what you believe, that you shouldn't wear faux leather or faux fur. I understand that, but personally, I think a better option would be to wear it, because then you can show people, even if they want to wear fur, even if they want to wear leather, they can, because there's vegan versions of it, and I think that's a better thing to promote.
Hope says, what are your thoughts on environmentalists that still eat animal products, but they have stopped eating meat?
Well, that's good. They're on their way, and hopefully with more information, they'll do what's best for the environment and the animals and themselves, and go all the way and go vegan.
So Elaine has a leather jacket, but she got when she went vegan 5 years ago, but doesn't wear it because she's worried that people will think it's leather, and that's actually that would be my worry too.
Yeah, cool. Like, that's up to you.
Sam asks, how long have you been vegan? It's
how long have you been vegan?
37th year this year, and
Seriously?
you like how I say that like it's no big deal.
Whoa, man! I want to interview you next time.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah?
You interviewing me.
Okay, I'll do that next
That would
time.
be awesome.
Yeah, we'll do that. How do we sit?
That would be
I
cool.
can't believe that.
1980, I went vegan.
What a legend!
And you've been, but this is your show. This is your interview tonight, not mine.
Next time.
And you've been vegan 4 years now, isn't it? Is that right?
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah,
Cool.
3.5 years.
And so has Sam. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I went vegan 1st of January, the day I started my vow of silence. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
I was trying for a while before that, but because of my eating disorder, I just couldn't stick at it, man. And then I just decided,
then you did
I'm
it.
done. Yeah,
Claire says, be careful with faux fur because it has been found over here to be real fur sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
How many marriage proposals have you had since going vegan? Just
at first, it was just like 1 or 2 random ones every few weeks or whatever, but now it's fairly regular. I don't know how many.
I love the way that you didn't even have to say the number. It's just as obvious it's a lot. Oh, that's cool. How do you get into activism, Joel asks?
How did I get into doing activism full time? I took a year-long vow of silence first, and then I spoke for the first time on a popular morning show, TV morning show, and that interview was viewed by millions of people all around the world. So that got my face out there. And then people started asking me to do speeches, and I said yes to every single opportunity. And then I actually developed a pretty good speech that turns people vegan, or another speech that inspires vegans to become activists. One of them has 11 million views now. So because these videos have spread, people see that I'm working hard. You know, I do it all for free. I've never charged $1 for my speeches, and they invite me. So every time someone invites me anywhere in the world, I'm like, yes, every single time. And that's how I got into it, just by doing something out of the ordinary, getting my face out there, and then saying yes to every opportunity. That's what I do.
You just got another marriage proposal from Lucy. I'm reading these comments, and you're talking seriously, and I'm trying not to laugh because these comments, I'm laughing.
Thanks, Lucy.
Is there any on the list? We're gonna now, guys. We're gonna have to wind this up very shortly because James has to be somewhere else. He's a very popular man, so we can't go over time. But I'm going to take one more question. Is there any non-vegan food that you miss?
Yeah, that's interesting because. Hang on.
You want to pin one of them?
Question.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did it go? Do I do that?
Yeah,
right?
you got that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, pin that one too for me, please.
Yeah, it'll. I can only pin one at a time.
No, you can pin more than one.
You sure?
Yeah.
Which one?
That one.
That one?
Yeah. Oh shit, I was wrong. No, I was right. Okay. And that one.
Well,
yeah, that's the one.
It keeps changing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi James. Given how hard you work for veganism and animals, do you ever find you get compassion fatigue, and what do you do to combat this? I used to get compassion fatigue big time. I don't anymore, actually, because I don't focus on the negativity like I used to.
That's
I don't, and you know, I made a video about this. It's on my Facebook page, not on my YouTube channel. At a recent vigil I went to, I was posting videos from the vigil on my Instagram. People were asking me, "How do you do this all the time, man?" And like, you know, be okay. And what I do, I don't, you know, when I'm seeing those animals, I am thinking, oh my God, like you poor things. Of course I'm thinking that. But what I'm also thinking to combat that negative feeling is I'm so glad I am here to be able to get your face seen by tens of thousands or maybe more people. Like I'm so glad I've got that opportunity to spread your story. That's what I think about. I don't think, oh, like I do, but I also think there's such a positive here. I don't think about, you know, how many trucks go past full of animals. I think about how many good activists there are here and in this part of the world and that part of the world and are growing every day. That's what I think about. Instead of thinking about how many animals are dying, I think how many activists and how many more vegans are there. You know, like, and doing these kind of things. It's like mind games kind of thing. But doing this kind of stuff keeps me being able to do this always. And I don't get compassion fatigue anymore. I also do look after myself. I meditate, I eat well, I exercise, I try to be positive. I speak. I've got a video on my YouTube called How I Became Happy, and I'd recommend watching that. It's about speaking with positive language. Don't talk about how you're tired. Don't talk about how you're upset. That just attracts more of that to you, in my opinion. I think what you should do is talk about the good things in life, talk about the positive things in life, and that is a really big thing I've changed, because I used to be like that when I was younger, but when all this vegan stuff came to me, I just saw the world as such a cool place, such a different place, massively. And so when it was earlier this year, I realized I'm not happy like I used to be. I'm not loving life anymore. And I decided that wasn't good enough for me. So I did what I used to do, and that was being grateful, speaking with positive words, finding the light in dark things, and that helped me so much.
That is the most positive message to go out on with tonight's show.
Okay, cool.
So thank you very much, everyone that has watched, that has asked questions. Sorry if we didn't get to them. We can always, if you get time, you can always answer them later. Okay.
I don't have time, but I'm gonna do a live stream soon. Maybe I don't know when, but soon, I promise.
While you're snowboarding.
In the next week.
While you're snowboarding, do it then.
Okay. And if you do have like any sort of like really important like question that you can't find an answer to on Google, ask it on my Tumblr, and I do try to answer the questions on my Tumblr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is cool.
Sweet.
Bro, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Let me just wind up by saying that next week for episode 23, on Tuesday, July the 4th, I have Johnny Garrison from the Brisbane Vegan Market. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. So take care, my man. And thank you, everyone, for watching. This episode will be up on YouTube within 2 days. And we've shared it around a lot of the different forums so that you can see it, and you can rewatch it at any time on the live stream. So have a great week. Remember to live vegan and save lives, and I'll see you guys next week. Good night, everyone.